being an attractor, Betty.
When it comes to Riverdale, nothing short of an alien invasion would be a shock. We may have spoken too soon. Welcome back, everybody. Today, we're tackling Riverdale's wacky, weird, and still shocking first half of Season 5. That's right, we're only halfway through this roller coaster ride, and there are already some eye-rolling, jaw-dropping moments that made viewers wonder if the show could get any stranger.
You know your sister? She gets angry, storms off, God knows when she'll be back. This is what happens. But this one's on you, Elizabeth.
Riverdale fans are used to unusual twists and ridiculous turns, but Season 5's first 10 episodes feature everything from Mothman aliens to sibling deaths again. But with the series set to return for its second half in August, it's time to unpack the most bizarre and silly moments that shocked even veteran Riverdale townies. If you're a fan of film and television, then go ahead and subscribe to our channel for more cool content like this. Oh, and if you haven't seen the season, then we're gonna issue the biggest spoiler alert ever. You've been warned, the viewer. Now let's crack this case.
Yes, I will pack up the office, no problem. You have to watch my cat, Toffee.
The time jump. Sometimes they work and sometimes they don't. Time jumps are some of the most hotly contested showrunner decisions in television. We love seeing characters go through life and deal with the daily struggle, but when characters do time jumps, it takes away a slice of the journey. In the case of One Tree Hill, the time jump saved us from the awkward college years, so we're betting the Riverdale writers thought they'd do the same for us. While the time jumps from senior prom to 7 years later was, odd for Riverdale, it works, sort of.
Good. In the meantime, if Hiram Lodge is trying to drag the Serpent Queen down to his level, he's gonna get himself bit.
The show's meant to center around teens solving murder mysteries and hooking up in the enigmatic and enchanting town of Riverdale. You can't do that when you're off in another town and you're not in the classic high school setting. So what's one to do? Take the grown men and women back to the same high school setting? Sure, they look the same age as they did at senior prom, but that's the least of Riverdale's worries. Episode 4 of Season 5 sees us jump 7 years into the future after all of our main couples have broken up and gone their separate ways, which is a topic of its own. Laughable as it seems, Betty's in the FBI and heading task forces at 25, Archie's in the Navy, Veronica's married to her husband, Chad Gecko, and Jughead is drowning in debt while attending college. Mrs. Gecko joins the gang in an Archie-led mission to revive the post-apocalyptic style town by becoming teachers despite having no educational background in academia. Hiram is the villain again, no surprise there, and Reggie's working for him now.
Everything feels...
Different? Weird?
Yeah. I mean, to be honest, it doesn't even feel like Riverdale anymore.
Tony's ego is Prego. Well, this singing serpent will be slithering a little different because our girl Tony Topaz is going to be a mother. That's right, perhaps one of the most shocking moments of episode 4 was seeing Archie stroll back into the White Worm where a very pregnant Tony sang After Dark on stage. Yeah, on top of a murder mystery and taking down Hiram for the 1000th time, we have a Riverdale baby on the way. And that means figuring out who the father is will be a top priority, especially for Cheryl. We know these two aren't done. The mystery of Tony's baby daddy will probably collide with the other 500,000 storylines, so strap in and get your baby bottles ready. One thing we do know is that the Serpents won't let Tony struggle as a single mom on her own. Kevin and Fangs let everyone know that they'll help Tony raise the little one, seeing as they're all roomies already. Quite the modern family, wouldn't you say? Barchie versus Varchie again. Okay, it's time for round 15, people. The love square between Archie, Jughead, Betty, and Veronica wasn't going to end anytime soon.
We're not gonna do this. I'm not gonna be some passive heroine to be fought over by two Tarzans.
It's the bread and butter of this entire series. We've seen these couples make up to break up many times, but Season 5 started with a barrage of total Cupid-slaughtering breakups that left us rolling our eyes. Why? Because by the end of Season 5, everybody's favorite couples will be back together to reveal the latest serial killer.
My sister went missing, Jug. She was taken by someone, not something. What are you even saying?
As high school came to a close, Bughead and Varchie were at the end of their rope. Even Choni suffered the end of high school breakup trope. Episode 5 wasted no time, however, mildly exploring Varchie after 7 years apart. Do people really go back to their high school exes after 7 years of not speaking? Varchie fizzles out, but Barchie steams up quickly after, with Betty and Archie exploring the possibility of a relationship after the Season 4 cringe fest. You can bet Bughead fans are livid. That shower scene alone is enough to blush some cheeks and furrow some eyebrows. Hang in there, Bughead stans. Katie Keene lives on. The spin-off series may have come to an end after an abrupt cancellation, but the characters live on through the Riverdale universe. So far, we've had 2 Katie Keene crossovers, namely Episode 1 where Archie fights K.O. Kelly to try to impress the Naval Academy recruiter. This ends up working against him as he loses the match, but it was great to see the characters of the short-lived series. Katie Keene characters would show up again when Archie starts recruiting volunteer firemen for the defunct Riverdale firehouse. Episode 7 sees Bernardo fly from New York City to teach the RD boys a thing or two about fighting fires. With showrunners teasing a Josie and the Pussycats cameo, things will be getting a lot wilder.
Try to be.
The pool hall's burning down.
But right here on the alley? Let's move!
Polly passes away. Again? Okay, family ties on this show have never been the smoothest, but the messy and strange relationship between Betty and her sister Polly was revisited in episode 5 when she popped out of nowhere. Turns out Polly isn't exactly on the straight and narrow. She's out hanging with the ghoulies and making jingle jangle. Yeah, that's a real sentence. Polly's also hitting up random truck drivers, which Betty isn't having any of. After their confrontation, Polly runs off and her dead body is found later on. We say dead with heavy air quotes because nobody ever really dies on this show, and we haven't seen a body to this day. It's hinted that Polly isn't dead, but on the run or something like it. Add it to the list of mysteries the gang will need to solve.
You deserted us. Okay, being a real sister doesn't mean coming in for one day and telling me how to live my life, especially when you don't know anything about it.
Bughead is dead. For now. Say it ain't so. The world's kookiest crime-solving couple has called it quits, and there are no signs of reconciliation. After Season 4's frustrating Barchie storyline, Betty reveals to Jughead that she and Archie kissed, and that doesn't bode well for the couple.
Archie and I kissed. Once, only once, I swear.
After graduation, the couple decides to put things to an end, despite their obvious love for one another. Showrunner Roberto Aguirre-Sacasa commented on the long wait Bughead fans would have to endure, saying, "I think things are still really raw and painful still for Jughead and Betty. I think there are still a lot of unresolved feelings of betrayal, and there's more awkwardness between Betty and Jughead. So I think there's a lot of rebuilding and repairing that would need to happen first." School's out forever. When it comes to efforts at saving the Riverdale High School, Archie's leading the pack. He's pretty gung-ho about keeping the town alive and giving it the hope that Hiram is obsessively trying to stamp out. Archie's done everything. He revamped some facilities, brought back the Bulldogs, and even petitioned Cheryl to revive the Vixens cheerleading team.
The bitch is back in town, and this squad is my birthright.
But whenever Archie takes 2 steps forward, Hiram and Reggie pull him back. The Bulldogs are majorly sucking at every game, and the Vixens are, well, not as vibrant as before. On top of that, the town is so dry when it comes to cash flow that the school board has decided to just end Riverdale High. Like, is that even possible? Who knows? The vote passes, which means a whole lot of drama for Archie's rehabilitation efforts. If he can pull off resurrecting this town, we bet Season 5 will end with him as mayor or something. You go, Sergeant Archie.
I'm happy to announce that Riverdale High will be able to do that as a private school.
Jughead is missing. Again. So yeah, this happened. We're not kidding. In episode 10, after weeks spent interviewing the old residents of Riverdale and hearing about Mothmen and UFOs, Jughead was abducted by aliens and hasn't been seen for a while. Yes, people, we have a full-blown suspected alien invasion. While fans have speculated that Jughead's side mysteries are just delusional material for his stories, we'll entertain this as reality for the sake of it. Jughead came across myths of the Mothmen, who have also been called aliens and angels, and his prodding could have drawn their attention. Thought to live in the woods or the sky, these guys drop by to pay Jughead a visit and steal any evidence that could prove their existence. Much like in past seasons, this isn't the first time Jughead's life is threatened. After the shenanigans at Stonewall Prep and Jughead's fake death, are we really expecting episode 11 to open with a funeral? No way. Our guy Jughead is chilling with the Mothmen in a spaceship, learning the secrets of the universe. Secrets which he will probably share in his next novel.
I need someone that I trust to just watch over me. And make sure I don't get into any trouble while I'm under.
Well, there you have it. Though this is just the tip of the iceberg for Riverdale, it's still a lot to digest. And with another month left in the wait for episode 11, we want to hear your thoughts on what's gone down so far. Do you think aliens would be a viable option for this show? Let us know what you think in the comments section below. And if you enjoyed this video, then give us a big thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. See you in the next one.